Hello, hello. I'm Kevin and I play The Binding of Isaac. It was a long week. Finally, it's a Saturday. Every week's a long week. And I'm just happy to sit down, sleep in, and go for a 10th win streak. Oh, this is done for. This is already over. Alright, this is where I would restart because I already know I've won the game. It's cold outside. Oh my god. It's cold outside. It's like -20, -23, and with wind chill it's like well below negative like 30. So I'm gonna stay inside. I even want to order like groceries in like I typically do on my typical Saturdays, but I would need to tip way too much because I know the weather is horrible, and I know that if I were to ask someone to get me a load of groceries from Costco, then I would need to pay them handsomely, and I'm not ready to do that. To do that, so I'll wait for a warmer day, just so I can order groceries. Isn't that, I know that's what groceries are for, so that you don't have to go outside to get the food that you want. And of course, I'm paying for their service, but that's, I don't know, something seems not right for me to pay someone, hey, here's like $8 more, get it done in like horrible weather. That seems like, I don't know, I feel like I'm enabling some bad behavior, just, you know, by dangling some money in front of them, and even if they accept it, I don't even want to give them an option to really make them suffer. Like, it's not worth it, because it's really not worth it. The driving, you know, getting, even like, you have to dress like very warm just to leave the house, and you have to like warm the car up for how long, right? It's not just like you go get it, you go drive to the grocery store. It's not that simple. There's multiple steps. You have to dress up to go outside, just dress down when you get to Costco. And then you have to, like, you know, thaw the car before anything, right? It's not straightforward, and I don't want to pay someone to do that to do that for me. Anyways, I was listening to, I was, I'm bored these days in transit, so I'm listening to like older music that I used to like. I used to like Korean hip-hop music. But I feel like nowadays there's no, I don't know if I've just like lost interest in that culture, or or the music industry in Korea, the Korean hip hop scene is just kind of dying out. I know okay, I've never kept a keen pulse on Korean hip hop. I just listened to some of the songs, I liked it. But then it started copying way too much of the Western culture. Because something about Koreans, they just really love America. And the hip-hop scene kind of followed that trend. And a lot of it just, a lot of the musicians, they just followed the same footsteps of Western musicians, even though they could have been more authentic, in my opinion. So a lot of it just ended up sounding the same, just not as good. Because, you know, if you're copying someone, you're always one step behind. You're never really innovating. And Korean hip-hop was just kind of stopped innovating at one point, in my opinion. And again, I haven't listened to too much of the modern, like more recent stuff that's come out in the last 3 to 5 years. But when I found that a lot of it is just kind of saying the same like rhythm, lyrics or whatever. It's the same stuff as the Western. You know, like, I mean, a lot of people start their, I'm guessing a lot of people started their hip hop careers in Korea by like being inspired by like, I don't know, like Drake, Kendrick Lamar, other popular rappers. Oh, I did not mean to. Okay, well, all right. I don't know. I just thought they could be more original, and there is definitely some artists that innovated, but I still feel like a lot of musicians are so brave they refuse to make good music. Or the good musicians that I like to stop making music altogether. I'm like, brother, you were the chosen one. I know like very few people will even like understand the content of what I'm talking about. But I was listening to more notably Bean Zeno. It's not. I was looking him up. I'm like, why did he stop making music? Like I thought when typically popular artists just stop making music, it's because they got like arrested for like a marijuana charge or something like that. But that was not the case for Bean Zeno. I think he just like got married and moved on with his life. I honestly don't know what he's doing. But I liked a lot of his work. And he was like probably the most original one that I could remember from the top of my head. And for him to say, alright, I'm married now. I have other things to take care of. I'm like, dude, you were the one person that I didn't like want you to leave. I think there's like a more recent album, but even that's like a few years old. I haven't listened to it because I was listening to the older albums. But the older albums still stand up. You don't know what I'm talking about, look up BEENDINO. And just like look at his like most like popular songs. It has a very, it's not like as intense as the like the more common Western hip hop musics, and that makes it just like more easier to listen to. You know, it's like Drake. You know, Drake is easier to listen to, but it's just I think he's better than Drake. I cannot say that I like Drake, especially with his allegations. But you know, music wise. Most of the times though, I just listen to the same music, or I don't listen to music at all. I listen to like Northern Lion or Wubby, to be honest. Even though in transit I can't hear anything because of the the train noises. But the old hip hop. Hold on, let me look at Korean old hip hop artists. I don't mean like 90s or 2000s. K-rap mix on Spotify. I can't say I like DPR Live either. I know Harry likes DPR Live, but not my type of. Maybe too like R&B-ish. I guess I don't like the R&B elements of hip hop. I know that they're very oftentimes they're very interlinked. They're closely related cousin. Can't say I like DPR Live though. I don't know, all I can think about is Bean Zeno. I can't recognize any of the newer artists, but I have listened to like a modern hip hop that's come out in the last how many years, but then a lot of them just don't. hit the same as just like listening to Western artists. If I wanted to listen to good hip hop, I would just listen to Western artists because that's what the Korean artists are trying to copy anyways. You go straight to the primary source. There's no use in, you know, beating around the bush. In my opinion. Although I would take recommendations, like, oh, this is this album or this song or this artist actually stands out in certain capacity. I was like, yeah, okay, I'll give it a shot. I want to like Korean hip hop music. It's not because of like a cultural heritage thing. It's because I used to like it, and I think it just fell off, and I wish that it didn't fall off. Or maybe that just comes with age. Like the music taste changed with age. I remember in high school I used to have a playlist, and it was just full of just the worst music. Sure, we ball. And we are going for win streaks. I'm not balling for the sake of balling.
Range down.
It's strategic. There's method to this madness. If you believe it. Let's see here. Abyss Locust. I don't know what Abyss Locust does. He seems pretty strong. You know what? No, Fishtail has higher potential. I used to listen to a lot of like electronic music in high school. I've never told this. I even had like a Google Drive playlist of music that I like downloaded that I liked. I don't know if I still have it. I think I might still have it. But I will probably not let that see the light of day, because I know it would be amusing. I think it would just also be equally embarrassing. And, you know, I'm not gonna do that for free. I'll need a thorough convincing to release a particular history as such. It's like, okay, if you know, you know. I listen to like what's considered like meme music nowadays, like Tobu. Nowadays it's like, it's old, and I don't think anyone, hold on, what the hell is going on here? Like, no one listens to that stuff anymore other than to put it in like a silly edit. That's what I used to listen to. And maybe you can understand in like a young kid brain, it's like, oh, it's exciting electronic music. Yeah. I think we're balling a little bit too hard. Maybe we're okay. Yeah. But I'm glad that my music changed, my music tastes. I like it where it is now. I think if I look back in 30 years, I would say, yeah, I had decent music tastes back when I was 26. Or maybe that would be, or maybe that's sheer arrogance. Maybe that's how I felt in high school. Maybe I was like, yeah, this is the best music, it'll stay good.
Pretty fly.
It's good that music tastes change though, because otherwise I mean I already listened to the same music over and over again, and I did that like all throughout my life. And I'm glad that my music taste changed enough so that the music that I like or the things I listen to, even though it's repetitive, what I repeat is different, you know, in different decades essentially. Hiya. Okay. You know what? Us not getting hit there is kind of a miracle. I'll take that any day. Sure. I'm looking at my Spotify liked songs. Oh my god, I forgot where I was. I'm looking at my Spotify liked songs playlist. I've seen other people's liked song playlists be like 200, 300 songs long. That's like a long playlist in my opinion. I have like 60. With 63, I have a good idea of what songs I like and what song to expect. Because the thing about liked song is that there's a variety of songs for different moods. And for me, the thing that I want to listen to at a given time, it varies. And I want to listen to music that befits the mood. If I have a playlist with a variety of moods, then you know, I don't know what to expect. I'll probably end up skipping most of it to look for the song that I'm looking for. And in that case, why not listen to albums? Because that's what I exactly do. I don't focus too much on my liked songs playlist. I more often just click on the album that I like. I feel like that's a bit of a lost art. Kids these days not listening to full albums in order as the artist intended. I do believe that there's like, what the? I believe that there is some value to respecting the artist's intent. I know that might be a little bit snobby, like art snobby. But I think that it's... You eat the food as the chef intended, right? If you go to a Japanese restaurant and they're like, yeah, eat the sushi with a little bit of soy sauce, you don't ask for cheese whiz on the side. You have to respect the visions of the creator into account when you're enjoying something. And when you say that you don't like it, then you can, you know, fully, validly disagree. You know, with the creator. If you eat cheese whiz with a salmon sashimi, and you're like, oh, this is bad. The chef is bad. I feel like you lose all grounds of argument. And I think if you ate this sushi with a given, you know, fresh ground wasabi and a little bit of soy sauce, and you're like, I don't like it, the chef is bad. And you're like, then you have some better ground to say that you don't like something. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm gonna spam this. We have plenty of health with the sharp straw, so I'm not too worried about not having enough health. Yeah, no, we're good. We're so good. Honestly, I think we could go all day. So, and I don't want to go all day. I have nowhere to be, but I would like to be elsewhere on this, doing other things on this computer, man, than rolling Binding of Isaac machines. I can't say that I have anything like better to do. I'm not even like waiting for groceries. I'm not going out to, you know, going on a snowy hike, or, you know, going to a party, or I'm out of excuses. So, but that doesn't mean that I'm gonna enjoy this. You know what I mean? I have my free will. I'd like to exercise it. Thank you. Thinking of a music banter. No, I don't listen to music no more. I mean, there are like concerts that are interesting. My favorite concert is probably Jacob Collier concert. I think his concert is actually like very different from the music that you listen to. Some artists, like their concert material is like this. You might as well have just listened to the album, because it would be in a quieter environment and it would be in higher quality. Holy moly! That trinket gives me 9 damage. Yeah, Jacob Collier, he's like known for his crowd work. And after seeing it like 2-3 times, it is very entertaining. And his music is very good. His music is very unique. He's clearly like a talented musician. And he seems like a genuine person, unless he like turns out to be like committing tax fraud or something. But I feel like he would do just fine in prison. I don't know why. He's like a soft man, but something tells me he's got like some sort of grit under his kind of like soft exterior. Something tells me like maybe he's like too good for the world, so there must be something that's equally as bad that makes him very human and relatable. And I don't know what. Cause, ooh, interesting.
Soul of Isaac.
We don't want Immaculate Heart, do we? This is fine. Jacob Collier, like, On the surface in social media, he just seems like a perfect person. If I was a young uh, if I was a young black girl, I would have a crush on Jacob Collier. No, I will not elaborate. It's just because he seems like a perfect like human being, like a specimen. He's a specimen. He's a specimen of some sort. He was like grown in a lab. Something about him is like not human. Like his like music abilities, yes, but his like kind-hearted demeanor, maybe it's all fabricated. Who knows? I wish I live in a world where that is not the case. I reject the reality where he like is revealed as like a drug trafficker or something like that. But there must be something that makes him, you know, like one of us. Because to me, he's a figure. What is that term? He's a figure that's bigger than life. But all humans are created equal, and he has like crazy like, you know, musical ability. So what is the? So he's at like a +5. What brings him down to -5? So that he's like 0, you know, not -1 or +1. You know, in a principle where all men are created equal. What makes him equal? I do wonder. Maybe he's like, and also he dresses well, he speaks well, he sings, he plays instruments. I know there's more to a human being than what they're capable of musically and how kind-hearted they are. But honestly, if I was a young girl, a young impressionable woman, that's what I would think the whole world is. In terms of, you know, someone I would want to, you know, spend my life with. Especially if I was like a theater or a band girl. I'd be like, yeah, no, that's all I want in a human being that I want to spend eternity with. In goodness, in sickness and in health. So what is it? What is his secret? Maybe he like probably something really mundane, like he's really bad at doing the dishes or something like that, and he's like, oh my god, probably something really mundane, probably not one thing that he does that's really really bad, probably multiple smaller things that he's not good at. From what I know about his like history and growing up, he has been like a rebel in school, from my understanding. Like he didn't really listen to the teachers because he wanted to do his own thing. You know, he would be told to, you know, pizza, and he would French fry. The teacher would ask, hey Jacob, can you play a D minor 7? And he would play a negative harmony version, whatever that is. And it's like, no, it's the same thing. And he would get expelled or something. I don't know. I just wish that he continued to make good music. Definitely one of those artists that are so talented, yet they're so brave and they refuse to make good music. They're so capable, and because they want to expand on their capability, they want to continue experimenting, even though it's like we didn't ask for but Jacob, we didn't ask for this. But I'm glad he's like making the music that he likes. But as a consumer of music, I guess I want less experimental stuff and more stuff that I can palette. Sorry, I'm locked in. I'm going for a double-digit win streak here. You wouldn't get it. I like Jacob Collier's older works, not his newer albums. It's like, Jacob, you can play like 50 instruments. Why are you just playing the guitar, man? He's like, yeah, I wanted to make an album where I only play one instrument. Dog, dog, you're known as a multi-instrumentalist. Why would you set yourself to that limit? I understand fully that there is creativity to be explored, you know, with limitations. I get it. Why do you think I'm, you know, talking while playing Binding of Isaac? I could be, you know, doing other stuff that are less restrictive, but the Binding of Isaac is a medium that I have like within this bounds. I can be creative as far as I want, as long as I'm playing Binding of Isaac. And I get it, you know, for Jacob, you know, Mr. Collier, God bless him, he's restricting himself to one instrument so that he can grow and display his musical prowess with a single instrument. I get it. I know. But you're so good with like piano, you're so good with drums, a lot of percussions. Go crazy with it. And he's like, no. Somewhere over the rainbow cover with just a guitar or whatever the fuck. But Jacob, you could do more, dog. Doesn't have to be like. Ooh. Okay, that's basically a wafer for me. For a guy like me, that's a wafer. That's all we care about. Ooh. Ooh. That's good. I'm just gonna leave it there to look at. Honestly, without Ipecac, I would be probably having a hard time. I know I have a cracked crown. But if my cracked crown is like one of my only damage ups next to staples, I think it's good that we took Ipecac. Yeah. There are also artists that don't innovate enough, but that's a separate issue. In my opinion, I think like Jacqueline, we both agree that Dayglow. First listening to his music, incredibly refreshing. His like his homage to like older like style of music with like different synths, different like voice effects. Something I can definitely appreciate. But then he found his like footing, and I feel like he didn't innovate enough. It's the same feel, same chord progressions. Same like atmosphere. I wanted something more, I guess, out of Dayglow's style. I feel like there's definitely room for exploration that is not done quite in the year of 2026. But I guess we, keep a pulse on that. We check back in 2027. Honestly, he can take his time. He's still a young man, young musician. He's like, I think he's my age. He's 26, maybe younger, 25. He's a young star, and I know that young stars, like such, as Dayglow, have a risk of overdosing in a hotel bathroom. I just like to believe that he's not one of those types. Now that is not an absolute. It could happen. You could get in with a bad, record or whatever. I honestly don't know how music industry works. I just like how it sounds, man. There's a chance a young musician like him can end up on the news in an unexpected way. And also, Jacob Collier said he would collaborate with Kendrick Lamar, and I've been waiting on that. I think there was one tweet. I've been waiting on that ever since. Ever since I saw that. Maybe it was like fake news. But I'm still waiting on that collab. Because it's something that I'm familiar with, and I know that he won't go too crazy, too risky with someone as high in the industry ladder as Kendrick Lamar, the king. One day. One day we'll hear it. And that's how you beat the Magic. Thanks for watching, y'all.